Guys, what is up and welcome back to my channel. My name is Shannon. If you have not been here before, welcome. If you have been here before, welcome back. You guys know what is up with that. So in today's video, we are going to be talking about the Violet Voss Sakura Blossom palette. So this palette right here, really pretty. Sakura, if you don't know, is a Japanese word and basically it means cherry blossoms. So essentially this is the Violet Voss Cherry Blossom palette is what I like to call it. I'm really excited. I've been playing with this for a while. It's what I have on my eyes. I am going to throw this eye look up when I'm doing the video just so you can see me do it. I will say it's not the best like clip. I don't know why I was doing this, but I was like looking at the palette like this, like completely turned, so like you can barely like see me do part of the eye look. So I'm sorry about that. I don't know, I get completely distracted that I was even filming and just like putting on the eye look, but I am still going to throw it up for you guys if you want to see it. But I'm going to do a little review on the palette, show you some swatches of the palette, and just give you my overall thoughts on it. So if you are interested in seeing that, then just keep watching. All right guys, so this is the Sakura palette right here. This is what she looks like. It does have all of the shade names on the back here. I really like how the back like artwork is done and how it shows you the actual shades and then the names. This is an 18 color eyeshadow palette as well as pressed pigment. So there are pressed pigments in there. They need to mention that. Of course, they can stain your eyes, so just keep that in mind, but I thought I would let you guys know that. There is 18 shades. The net weight is 32.4 grams or 1.14 ounces. And it does have a mirror in here. It's pretty like detailing with the flowers, the cherry blossoms. And these are all of the shades. Like, look at that. Now, I knew when I seen this guide that this was going to be a palette for me. I really love neutral and like pink tone shadows, and this just looked like a pink lover's dream. And honestly, guys, it really is. I also wanted to talk about the palette because I feel like it hasn't gotten much love here on YouTube or like anywhere really. I've seen a few smaller accounts like myself mention the palette, but I haven't seen a lot of bigger channels mention that palette, and I'm not really sure why. I feel like Violet Voss kind of like fell off a bit in the beauty community and not many people actually talk about their products anymore. But I seen this on Sephora and honestly I thought it looked so gorgeous. I like the packaging. Like I said, the color story really spoke to me. Like, I love this color story. I love pinks. I love a lot of shimmers. And you do get a total of, how many mattes are in this palette? You get a total of 8 mattes in the palette, which is a pretty good amount of mattes, but the rest of the palette is actually shimmers. So everything besides those 8 are shimmers, which mean you have 10 basically shimmer shades. I personally don't mind having a shimmer heavy palette. I still think it's a good mix, but it is more shimmers, but I typically love shimmer metallic shadows, so I'm cool with that. But just keep in mind there is a few more shimmer shades than there is mattes in this palette, but I still think it's a good mix. I actually like the range in here. I feel like you have these 2 shades which kind of help you build depth if you want to make a more deep look. I actually use this shade on the outer part of my eye, and I went in with this first just because I really wanted this to be like kind of the main focus of the eye look. And then I also went in with the shade Blushing. I used a little bit of Flower on the lower lash line, but I used mainly Blushing. I used this shade right here, which is called Petals. And then I also went in with the shade Sakura, which is in this inner part. And then the shade Bubbly over here, and that's on my inner corners. Yeah, so I used a mix of these 2 shades though down on the lower lash line. I don't show that in the clip. I just went ahead and did that off camera, but I used just a pencil brush underneath the lash line. But I did show you the full look that I did here. But those are all the shades I used. I have used this palette though a few times, so I have dipped into each of the shades and I know my thoughts on it. So I'm just going to go ahead now and throw in the swatches, and basically I'm going to do them from the beginning. This is the top row, so this row, and then I'm going to do the second row, and then I'm going to do the third row. So I'm going to go ahead and throw those in. So here are the first row. So the first shade is Blossom, the second shade Bubbly, Full Bloom, Sweet, Sakura, Party. Second row, Pink, Tokyo, Spring, Petals, Blushing, Festival. Last row, Passion, Fairy Tale, Wild, Flower, Delicate, Season. All right, so that is all the swatches from the palette. So I actually think the palette has really cute names too. Like it really goes along with the cherry blossom theme. And another reason, I know this doesn't matter for the review that this spoke to me. I used to live in Korea and I used to love going out in the spring and seeing all the cherry blossom trees and just the smell. Oh, they're so beautiful. Honestly, guys, you can get the best pictures with cherry blossom trees and the smell is beautiful. We don't have them here, so it was kind of a cool thing to be able to see. And I don't know, this just kind of brought back memories for me. So I was excited when I seen this pop up, and like I said, the color story really speaks to me. I think all the shades are beautiful. I really haven't had any issues with blending. I actually get along with Violet Voss's formula fairly well, and I have to say I love the shimmery shades. Like this one right here is kind of like a duochrome shade with more of like a pinky kind of gold shift, and this one down here kind of has that pink kind of blue a little bit shift. Really pretty. And like I said, I do have that on in just the inner parts of my eye. And then bubbly, you can actually use this one for a really pretty highlight. It's great on the inner corners. And yeah, there's just like a nice mix of shadows in here. Like if you want that really like Barbie look, pink look, you can get it. If you want a more subtle pink look, or even if you don't want to use any pinks, you can kind of use this quadrant down here and make a more neutral look. So I think there's a good variety in here. If you like neutrals and you like pinks, I really think you will like this palette. Like, I'm really blown away by it. I think it's really great, and I'm kind of sad, like I said, that not more people are talking about it. But it is a great little palette, and the Sephora VIB sale is coming up, so you can get a discount on this. It does retail for $55 Canadian. I'm not sure in the US pricing, but obviously it's going to be a little bit less. I do think this is pretty like mid-tier for Sephora. So what I mean by that is like it's kind of like the normal price range for Sephora. It's not inexpensive, but it's not like super expensive, but it's still pricey. But it's not too bad, and like I said, this is one of my favorite palettes I think I've tried from Violet Voss. I do like the Holy Grail palette, like one of her first like OG palettes, but since like any other releases, this one is definitely one of my favorites. So if you haven't checked this out, I would highly suggest picking this up and giving it a go, because I do think you will enjoy the palette, especially if you are a pink lover. And I love how my eye look turned out. I think it looks so freaking gorgeous. I'm actually like really feeling this look today. So just saying, and most of this makeup other than the eyeshadow is drugstore makeup. I really need to do a drugstore like amazing makeup soon, because there are so many good things at the drugstore. But anyways, guys, let me know if you've tried this Violet Voss Sakura palette, your thoughts on it. What do you think about Violet Voss? Like, are you even interested anymore in reviews about the palettes? I don't know. I really like the quality, so especially on this palette, so I would be interested to see another palette like this. But you guys let me know in the comments if you did like the video. Give me a thumbs up. It really does help my channel out. Hit the subscribe button and the bell notification as well if you want to stay up to date with my videos, because you guys know I'm not the most freaking uploader, but I am trying. But yeah, I love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys!